Hello and welcome to New Earth Lifestyles. I'm JaneE King, host of the show today. Actually, I'm the producer of the show as well, so thank you for joining me. We're in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, July 24, 2014. And today's show is live, as every show is every Thursday. And you can call in if you have any questions or thoughts on anything that I'm speaking about today. The number here is 603-413-0223, and it should be showing up on the corner, right-hand top corner of your screen. So thank you for joining me. We're coming up on a new moon, which I believe is tomorrow, and I know in July we had the biggest full moon, although they say the August full moon will be even bigger than the July full moon, or larger. I forget the word that they use. But the astrological bodies, not astrological, the solar energy, the bodies of, the solar bodies, the astrological bodies that surround us out in the cosmos are very important factors and energies that do play a role in our life. So, something to be aware of today. I'm going to have another gong on that one. And I had some announcements I wanted to express today about things coming up in my studio or things that I'm involved with that you can participate in, either free things or things that or other events that are going on in my life and that you can come to. But first of all, before we get going on that, I thought we could take some time to really stop and really do some mindful meditation and be in, well, not real silence, but connect in with yourself to really be present in this moment and see what that feels like for you. And I have my 7-metal singing bowl here, my trusty gong. And this is a Tibetan singing bowl, came from Tibet, made out of 7 metals. And when Tanji Sampson was here, Tanji Sampson, she also practices sound healing with singing bowls, and she expressed and told me about the 7 metals and the fact that when these bowls are created in Tibet, the Buddhist monks actually chant and pray, and while they're making them, they infuse the bowl with prayers. And so that had such an impact on me that helping me to really appreciate this bowl even more than I was appreciating it before. And this particular bowl, it's at least 100 years old and came over from Tibet, as I said, and it is tuned to your heart. So what I wanted to do to begin the show today, to give you an opportunity to just sink in and relax, and if you're sitting in a chair, put your feet flat on the floor and allow your hands to comfortably rest in your lap and relax. And if you wanted to, you can close your eyes and just listen and take a deep breath and let it out. And I'm going to be gonging the bowl. Just connecting in with the sound. Feel how your body feels with this lovely tone of the singing bowl. Breathing in love and breathing out, letting go. Allowing yourself to take this opportunity to fully relax, to fully let go, and fully be present in your own body. Feeling safe in this moment. And as you're relaxing, and if you have your eyes closed, and allowing your body to relax and meditate, see if you can focus on these words. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And I like to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And simply allowing your body and your mind and your emotions and your spirit, your soul, allowing all parts of you to completely relax. Completely relaxing. As you breathe in and breathe out. So these few moments that we have together right now are an opportunity for you to see what it's like to fully and completely, totally relax. Listening to the singing bowl, allowing the singing bowl to take you deeper and deeper into a lovely, lovely place of relaxation, letting go of all cares in the world, knowing that you are safe and secure wherever you are. Simply being quiet, allowing the vibration of this heart-centered bowl to take you deeper and deeper into yourself. The deeper you go into yourself, the more relaxed you become. In fact, you may go so deep within yourself that you get in touch with those places where you possibly feel discomfort. If you have any anxiety, if you have any pain, if you have any distressful thoughts, depression, emotional disturbances, go into those spaces and allow this vibration of the singing bowl, of the heart energy of this vibration, to simply be there. Simply being there. And by being there, you have an opportunity, a possibility to let go, to release, to dissolve away whatever it is that may be bothering you. In this moment, you have that opportunity. If you can sink into that opportunity right now and simply allow it. Allowing can be a difficult thing, and that's why focusing on your in-breath and your out-breath is so important. Bringing your thoughts back to your breath, your sacred in-breath, inspiration, out-breath, expiration. Breathing in spirit, inspiring. Breathing out spirit, expiring. A lovely giving and receiving. Receiving and taking, letting go, letting in. And if you want to, as I said, gently close your eyes and just listen and go deeper and deeper into yourself, into any discomfort, whatever that might be, anywhere in your life, anywhere in your body, anywhere in your being, past, present, or future. Although ultimately, it would behoove you, it would be best for you to move into that space in this moment, into whatever the discomfort is in this moment. And so, checking in with your body as you relax and breathe, sort of scanning your body in your mind's eye with your eyes closed, from the top of your head, through your head and your face, and down your neck and down your arms, down your back and down your front, down into your pelvis and down your legs and out your feet. Sort of scanning your whole body and checking in with any discomfort that you may feel. Perhaps you have discomfort in your digestive system. Perhaps you have anxiety that's giving you digestive disorders, perhaps your stomach or your diaphragm or your intestines are having difficulties in this moment. So this moment, as the singing bowl continually resonates to the vibration of love, to the vibration of your heart, of my heart, of all hearts, of God's heart, sink into, if you'd like, wherever the discomfort is, and allow this vibration to penetrate there gently, softly, going into wherever it is in your body that you are feeling the slightest bit off, or in your life. Could be a relationship happening that's not feeling good to you, or it could be you've had an argument, or you said some words you wish you hadn't said, or you wish you hadn't heard. If you breathe into that and breathe out of that, just noticing what is there. Noticing. Just noticing. No place to go, nothing to do, but relax and notice. And I'd be curious to know what this moment, this present moment in this moment right now, feels like for you after sinking into those places of discomfort or imbalance, disabilities, whatever. And I'd be curious to know, and please do call me if you have any questions about that, or if you want to go deeper into that, if you want to know more about how this simple process of breathing and listening to a singing bowl and quieting yourself and following your breath in and following your breath out, how that can affect your health, your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health. This is a very benign, gentle, quick, easy exercise, if you want to call it an exercise or process, that we just did for a few minutes. And this is an exercise or process that you can incorporate into your life to help you to heal, to help you to be happy, to help you to overcome or release those places that may be stuck. So my hope is that by listening to the singing bowl and by you breathing in, following your breath in, and breathing out, following your breath out, bringing your attention to any place in your body or in your life that was out of balance in that moment. My hope is that it's not there right now. My hope is that it has diminished. My hope would be that it has shifted in a new way, and it could even become more intense. And if so, then I would continue this process of being with it in a loving way, with a loving vibration of the singing bowl, or of just your heart's love, breathing in and breathing out. And if you stay connected to wherever that discomfort was, if it's still there and at all, if you stay connected to it in this soft, benign, gentle way, it has the potential of dissipating, because your breath and your intention and paying attention to yourself is what really heals. The breath, slowing down, paying attention to yourself, and bringing love energy, which is the vibration of the singing bowl tuned to the heart. Love energy, or caring for yourself, which you're doing by paying attention to yourself. That is tremendously healing. So what you're doing when you're paying attention in this way is you're bringing light into wherever it is in your life, body, or being that has been out of balance. And so my goal for you in this program today is to empower you to know that you can heal yourself by taking the time to just be quiet, by taking the time to follow your breath in and follow your breath out. That's what they mean when they say that meditation daily has a tremendous healing effect on the physical body, on the emotional body, and the spiritual body. By taking, 10 minutes of your time to stop, to put your feet flat on the floor, or to sit in a lotus position on the floor if you'd like to, with your legs crossed. But for me, I'm getting old, so I can't really sit in the lotus position anymore. I don't know if I ever really could. I can sit there for a little while, but I need to be sitting in a chair, and preferably a chair with a nice straight back, a comfortable chair with my feet, so that all of my angles in my body are at 90 degrees. In other words, my torso to my legs, my hips are at a 90-degree angle, or my legs are at a 90-degree angle to my hips, or to my torso, and that my knees are at a 90-degree angle to from my upper legs to my lower legs, and that your feet and your ankles are at a 90-degree angle to the floor. That would be the ideal sitting position if you're sitting in a chair. So that means if you're a short person, the chair is too tall for you, you might want to put a pillow or some blankets under your feet so that you have that 90-degree angle. That is really, by doing that, it helps the energy to flow through your body in a comfortable way. And ergonomically, that's how your body is most comfortable, when your body is at a 90-degree angles. You know, it's not an acute angle, it's not a stretched out angle, I forget what they call it, but it's a 90-degree angle. And talking about that 90-degree angles, when I was an accountant in Concord, working every day, just looking at numbers, sitting in my office chair back in the 90s, that's really what happened to me, is that the back spasms and the back pain that I started to manifest, that I didn't know where it was coming from, came from my chair and my posture for 8 years sitting in this chair that was not ergonomically correct for me. In other words, I did a lot of crossing of my leg, and the angles of my pelvis and my knees and my feet and my arms was not correct to help the energy to flow and to help my body be comfortable. So it's really important to look at how your body mechanics help you to be comfortable. And the same thing in a car when you're driving. Looking at how your physiology is feeling in the vehicle, in the chair, in the seat, and driving. You know, when you're driving like this, you really should have things bent at a 90-degree angle, all of your joints. So I hope you enjoyed this quiet time of meditation, so to speak, or energy healing, a gentle energy healing for you experience with the singing bowl. And so if you were to do this for 10 minutes a day, and for me, I have something going on in my back again, that habitual place where stress seems to pile up no matter what. Well, not no matter what. It's my key, so I know when things are stressful. And so for me, to sit and be quiet, close my eyes, and breathe in and breathe out in this way that we just did, by bringing my attention to this place in my shoulder blades, just bringing my breath into there and out of there. And by doing that, it's bringing love there, because I'm intending in a loving way to bring my breath there and allow my breath to go out of there. It's bringing attention in a loving way to that part of my body. And the discomfort there dissipates, releases, lets go, dissolves away. This is very powerful, very powerful, very, very powerful for us as human beings, especially in this day and age when so many people go to the medical people, and the medical people say, "Oh, there's nothing else I can do for you." What do you do then? Well, many people seek alternative methods of healing, and this is one of them. Why not go there while you're under the medical model before it gets to that point? Why not, anytime you have any little ache or any little pain, pay attention to it? Because it's your body. Any pain, any discomfort in your body is really your being, who you are, speaking loudly to you, saying, "Pay attention to me, wake up, pay attention, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here," whenever you feel any discomfort. And sometimes if you become aware of your physiology and you become aware of your energy field, as some of us do, I've become more aware of my energy field and more aware of my physical body, my physiology. So as soon as there's any little tweak of discomfort, I pay attention to that. I go into my body and say, "What's up? What are you trying to tell me? What are you saying to me?" And that is really one way of getting in touch with who you are. Hello, this is JaneE. You're on the air. And who are
Hey, JaneE, it's Dawn Drew.
Oh, Dawn Drew. I haven't heard from you for so long.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm still above ground.
You're what?
Still above ground.
Still above ground. That's a good way to be. Hey. So, Have you been able to listen to the show so far?
I have not. I've been on the road, but I heard you had a wonderful guest, so I thought I'd call in.
Well, thank you. She actually is not here today. I don't know. She didn't call me and let me know where she was. So I'm solo,
Sure.
Han Solo
Oh,
today.
you're solo. Okay, so what's your subject? What's your solo subject?
Well, my singing bowl is teaching us about how to heal yourself through breathing and through meditation and quieting the mind, inspiration and expiration.
Very interesting. Inspiration and expiration. So you are expiring your energy, expanding your energy into something else.
That's right, into healing, preferably.
Feeling is huge, because how can we not feel?
Yeah, well, actually, I said healing with an H.
Oh, healing.
Yeah.
Oh, healing. Oh, I thought you said feeling.
Well, feeling too. I mean, they both go hand in hand, feelings and healing.
Feeling the healing. Healing the feeling.
Healing the
Oh,
feeling.
that's a big one.
Whoa, I think you got something there.
I did. I just stepped on something, didn't I?
I think so.
Feeling the feeling.
Healing,
Wow.
feeling,
Well,
healing.
No, I wish I could listen to the show or watch it, but I can't. I've been on the road, so
Oh, okay. You in Manchester on the road?
I'm headed towards Manchester. Yeah.
Okay. Well, drive safe. Be well. We'll put a nice bubble of light around you, so your reason for coming
Right.
and going is for the highest and best interest, and you stay safe. And thanks for calling, Dawn.
Hey, healing the feeling.
Healing
Excellent.
the feeling.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thanks for calling.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you soon.
See ya.
Bye. All righty. Thank you, John Drew, for that call. Feeling the healing, healing the feelings. That's kind of what we're talking about today. Healing and feeling and emotions and all that happens to us in our life that we feel like we don't have control over, what really we do have control over if we stop and breathe. And take time out of your day to meditate, to quiet yourself, to sit, to ground. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about a person I met last weekend. His name is Steve Wilson. I'm hoping to ask him to come on the show and talk about what he does. He is a shamanic practitioner in Mason, New Hampshire. And he and another person, and Betty, I can't remember Betty's last name, have written 2 books, and I just purchased his second book, their second book, which is called it's about empathy, the something empath. But anyway, it talks about exactly what I'm talking about today, and being quiet and listening and becoming aware of what's going on in your body. The big piece that I have gotten out of this book so far is the fact that when our fears come up, rather than fighting those fears, rather than pushing against the fears, let the fears go by, or do not engage the fears. And that is a huge practice, a huge awakening awareness that we need to have as soon as a fear comes up, to recognize that we're afraid of something, to recognize that we're starting to push against this fear, because when we push against it, we're giving it energy. And so if you were not pushing against the fear, not engaging the fear, there's nothing for the fear to push against, and it frees you. It enlightens you. It gives you the opportunity to let go of whatever that fear was about. It'll go by you, go past you. And meditation and quieting the mind is a practice that, if you were to do every day, would help you to start to see those places where the fear walks in, and the fear becomes overpowering for you, and helping you to let go of that fear. Well, my guest has arrived.
I was stuck in a 6-mile traffic jam
Wow.
from the Massachusetts-New Hampshire state line to mile marker 6.2.
So we'll just talk about that in just a minute. My guest has arrived. She was in a traffic jam on 93, I-93. I'm assuming.
Yes.
And so on that note, we will welcome today Catherine Samuelson.
Thank you for letting me show up late.
You're welcome, and here she is, Catherine Samuelson. We'll continue. What I've been talking about, Catherine, is my singing bowl and meditation and the power of being quiet, going within, and taking time for yourself every day to heal. And heart, and this is a heart bowl, and you're an authority on heart, so
well, and I
welcome
must
to the
say,
show.
Thank you. And I must say that the me before I started to do a lot of this work would have been really annoyed and upset, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't a bit annoyed, and I felt badly because it turns out that what I thought was your cell phone number in my phone.
Oh, it's my office number.
Somebody else's number.
Oh, 526 number?
We'll have to check, but
Okay.
I put something wrong.
Okay, because I realized I didn't have your number in my phone at all, so we'll have to do that at the end of the show today. So next time I was going to call you, at
I
least I would
tried
have known you
emailing
anyway.
you, but I didn't know if you would see it or not.
I guess I didn't. I'm kind of technically stunted, I guess, sometimes. So,
But
Catherine,
I must say, I was emailing while we were stopped.
Great. Well, thank you for your efforts, and I'm glad that you're here. Maybe you can tell a little bit, let the audience know who you are.
I'm Catherine Samuelson. I'm an intuitive, aka psychic. Depends on which word is less fraught for you.
Fraught.
And an author and a life coach.
An author and a life coach. Yahoo! Thank you for being here.
Speaking of,
And she brought her book.
which is the correct.
Well, there's no close-up today, so right there is fine. And the name of your book is?
Well, on the topic, opening the heart, meditations on how to be.
Opening the Heart, Meditations on How to Be. And that's basically where I am, so so that works well. Thank you. And you gave me a copy of your book when you were on the show a couple months ago.
Yes.
And it's a lovely, lovely book about opening the heart. So, okay. Where was I? I was talking, I don't know if you've ever met Steve Wilson. He's a shamanic practitioner.
I may
in
have.
Mason.
I know I'm connected with him on Facebook, I believe.
Okay. I was just talking about what he does, and he wrote a book, a recent book too. It's called the Empath, something Empath.
Reluctant empath.
Reluctant, thank you for that. The Reluctant Empath, as a lot of us are, and that's why we have such a hard time in life, because we can feel all this energy, empathetically, we can feel other people's energy so much.
And you have to learn to live with it and clear it
Clear it and not fight it. And
Right,
let it and
but-
ground it out.
and which is not taking it on.
Right, not taking it on. Right.
Having appropriate etheric boundaries, I guess you'd say.
Etheric boundaries. Well, he actually talks about not protecting against it, but living in a place of a loving place, and recognizing when the fear comes in to not engage in it,
Which is
which is difficult to do when you see a ghost or some other, mid-level being that it hasn't crossed over and gone all the way across to the
or
other
getting a
side.
surprise visit from an angel.
Or a surprise visit from an angel. Has that happened to you?
I have, even though I work with them through channeling through the automatic writing, I've really only seen one once.
Uh-huh.
And that was Christmas Eve, 1962, 63, 64, I'm not sure which.
What was that like for you?
Well, it was very interesting because I remember my family was going to Christmas Eve service,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked up in the sky and there was a light around a praying figure all dressed in white, a kneeling praying figure.
Wow.
So I figured that's probably was one of my angels.
Wow, was this at night?
So it was Christmas Eve, yeah.
Christmas Eve, so it was dark.
Mhm.
Wow. And how did you feel? What happened to you when you had this?
It's been 50 years.
So you never forgot it.
I never forgot the incident, but I'm not sure I can tell you how I felt at the time.
Right. Well, obviously
It was sort of like,
affected you.
oh, kind of
Uh-huh.
experience.
I see.
But
Very interesting.
The figure was at a very large distance, so it wasn't like right in front of me.
Uh-huh. Right. Like as I'm reading Steve's book, it took me back to my childhood when I was less than 10 years old. and in my bed at night and looking up and seeing, I thought it was a ghost on my bedstead, on my bedpost, and putting my covers over my head. Oh, go away. And I think that happened to me many times, and I was always afraid to dangle my hands over the bed, thinking that whoever's under the bed was going to touch me.
Well, I did have an experience once, and I had started to work with angels and guides, and I had some of their names, and I was meditating, like this, and felt like a hand came and lifted my head up.
Interesting. Yeah.
Quite cool, not not warm-blooded like us, but it definitely had the feel of a hand.
And were you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it didn't scare you or make you do anything.
No, but I'd started working with the beginnings of channeling. It was like, unlike Neil Douglas Walsh, who apparently it flowed easily. Mine was in fits and starts, and
okay, I see. Yeah,
a few words, here and there, not complete sentences at first.
Right, right. Well, I'm looking back at that experience that I had. I think having those type of experiences might have been what brought me into this introverted, quiet, afraid of people place, because it was not something that you can talk to people about. And reading his book, his about a childhood experience of not being able to get along with people, not making friends easily, and I was always like that. I never made friends easily. I was always afraid of what they were thinking of me and judgments. So
I mean, unless you're really lucky, like someone, I don't know if you've heard of Sonia Choquette.
No.
She's a psychic from Chicago, and apparently her mother was a psychic, or there were psychics in her family, so it was a very normal thing.
I see. So yeah, so she could talk about it openly with her family.
Right, maybe not so much the kids at school, but
right, but at least come home and feel like she's normal at home and someone to bounce things off of. And that's part of the problem, I think, with a lot of people that are on medications, because they see things or they know things or they feel all these energies, and to the psychological model, it needs to be medicated so that you're fit in with school and fit in with the classmates, and so a lot of that gets pushed under the rug nowadays.
Or those children who are active learners and they're expected to sit still, so then they're labeled.
Right. So, I'm glad that you made it. 93 North was a parking lot.
And just as I got to where that it was opening up, the two cops and the public works or whatever worker truck, the two cop cars left. I'm like, really? You couldn't do whatever you were doing at night?
Oh, so they fixed something and they caused a traffic jam?
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing there, but as soon as people were getting by them, it was opening up, and then they left, and it's like, oh. So this was a note to myself to ask the angels and guides what time I should leave, if they will tell me, because I'm not sure I would have been here on time if I'd left a half hour earlier.
Yeah. So how long were you sitting in there?
All I know is it was like 6 miles long.
6 miles of creeping. Well, let's go on to that, then say hallelujah, you made it. And I also want to talk about this movie I'm going to be showing on August 22nd at New London Library. It's called I Am, and it's by this director, Tom Shadyac, and he's the director of all of the Bruce Almighty and all the Jim Carrey. Is it Jim Carrey? All the Jim Carrey comedies. He was the director of that, so he has a lot of money. And he had a near-death experience where he thought he was going to die, and he started questioning life. And he went around the world talking with a lot of the people, scientists, religious leaders, teachers of the world, and about two questions: what's wrong with our world, and what can we do about it? And like Desmond Tutu and Lynn McTaggart, people like that, Coleman Barks, who translated this Rumi, all are interviewed on this video. And so if you want to come on August 22nd to the London Library at 6 o'clock, we'll be showing that. It's free of charge. And it's a great, it has some amazing information about why we're here and how we can change the world, basically by changing ourselves.
There's another movie. If you like that movie, it sounds in somewhat similar vein. There's a movie called One, O-N-E.
Oh, really?
One,
Okay.
the movie. And this guy woke up one morning, he'd never made a movie, and said, I'm going to make a movie.
Huh.
And he persuaded his wife and some cousins and people, and they got Deepak Chopra, they got Robert Thurman, all these people, and they asked him a whole series of questions.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most interesting parts is non-verbally express the state of the world. And Robert non-verbally. So Robert Thurman, who is an American Buddhist and father of Uma,
Oh, Uma Thurman.
stared at them for a minute without blinking and made them so nervous.
What was the purpose of that?
It was to express the state of the world.
The state of the world is.
As that's how.
So was he emitting that something to them for them to feel?
You have to watch it. It's really quite interesting.
Did they get uncomfortable?
Yes, they got very
Oh,
uncomfortable.
so he was emitting some kind of whatever his expression of it.
Blank face, just stared at them. And other people were like.
Wow.
And he just, it was quite, and there's like a little movie within this movie
Mm-hmm.
that,
Okay, One, the movie.
and then don't forget What the Bleep Do We Know?
Oh, What the Bleep, of course. I don't have that one yet. I think I know some people have said they do own it, so that might be on the next month's list. I'm thinking about doing this once a month, even through the winter, because even though not many people are showing up, it's a public service that I think is worth it, and I think once it gets rolling, more people might come.
Well, and you're starting in the summer when people are on vacation.
Sure. Yeah, and I know the next time a couple of people that came last time, the last movie I showed was the Tom Kenyon movie, Song of the Earth. That he channeled kind of he had a dream. The movie showed this dream that he had going into the earth and all these people that he visited along the way, and they all said, "Will you sing the Song of the Earth? Will you sing the Song of the Earth?" And he had no idea what that meant. And then he came out of the dream and he got that he's supposed to travel around the earth and just connect in with the earth. And he went into caves, he went into forests, he went all around to the ocean, he went all around the earth to different places and just was with the earth and sang whatever came out. Or made sounds or whatever came out.
Toned. Some people, yeah.
Yep, it might even be, some of it was just tones. And he went to this one cave and it was a very kind of a masculine, old energy that was in there and he just made these sounds. And that's what came out.
I will have to try to remember that. So when I go home, I can see if my library has it.
Yeah, the Song of the... It just came out, actually, I think in May. So that's what I'm hoping to be doing, and it's all in the interest of opening us up, and just what the show is about, New Earth lifestyles, presenting and giving opportunity for people to see and to experience and to step into new ways of looking at life and new ways that you can enjoy life.
And finding the work that you love.
Finding the work that you love.
Seeing possibilities.
Seeing possibilities, yeah.
So that you don't feel stuck. Right.
How many of us out there are stuck? I've been stuck a long time. I still have a stuckness in me, but I'm at least moving into where I want to be.
Yeah, I've had periods where I've moved and then been stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to be transitioning again.
Yep, I heard you're going to be moving this fall.
Yes.
To Vermont.
But I'm available by telephone.
Uh-huh.
And I'm working right now, and you could go to my website and see when I'm there at a lovely place in Rockport, Massachusetts called Dark Star Philosophia. If you're in that area, please visit. Jarrett, the owner, is wonderful. She has great merchandise, lots of great readers, including me.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about next year my coming down for anywhere from 1 to 3 weekends and just working from Friday through Sunday.
Oh, lovely. So you must be getting a good clientele there.
Mm-hmm.
Rockport, Maine is beautiful.
Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. Rockport. Where is that? Near Gloucester?
It's next to Gloucester.
Okay.
And
well, that's nice. That's not that far. Excellent. Right on the coast. And tell me, how did the name Dark Star Philosophia, what does that mean? When they say Dark Star, I kind of...
I've never asked Jara why she named it that.
Must have
She had her reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah. Great, and it's a thriving business.
It's a lovely business.
Lovely, right on the ocean, or near the ocean in Rockport.
It's on Bearskin Neck.
Bearskin Neck.
That's what they call it. The neck is a little piece of land that juts out, but why they call it bearskin, I have no clue.
They must have skinned a bear there back some time ago.
Could be.
Could be. Gong on the bear. That's a nice confirmation for my bear workshop coming up. Can lead right into that. I'm at Illuminations of Gaia in Townsend, Mass, August 20th. Bindi Johnson, she's a sound healer, has invited me to offer a bear medicine drum making workshop there. And if you're interested, you can go to her website, illuminationsofgaia.com, to sign up.
And that would be GAIA?
Yes.
Where is Townsend, Mass?
Townsend is just over the border from Mason, which is just west of Nashua, not too far west of Nashua, or Brookline. I just did a wedding in Brookline too, in July 4th, 5th.
Brookline's down by Boston.
Well, I mean Brookline, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I'm thinking Brookline, Mass. We do have to sort of make sure, because there's Andover, Massachusetts, Andover, New Hampshire.
Yeah, there are. Most people must have moved north when they got tired of being in Massachusetts. And
Manchester, Vermont, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Right. Manchester, I think, is probably in almost every state. And Washington Street and things like that. And
then there are 14 Springfields in the country.
14. Now, I wonder if that sprang from being a spring.
Don't know.
A place where a lot of water comes up out of the earth.
Well, and it could be that sometimes people who moved west named their new place after the place they used to live, maybe.
Right. Springfield, Illinois, Abraham Lincoln country. Who knows? Who knows how that worked?
Right.
So today we were hoping to talk about women in getting in our wisdom years and finding ourselves homeless. Not that I am right now, but many women becoming grandmothers are having difficulties with either being divorced and divorced and unable to find a job and without a home. And that was going to be our subject today. So I started doing some research in the state of New Hampshire on homelessness, and saw that as of January 2014, there were 2,200 homeless people in the state of New Hampshire. Being such a small state, that seems like a lot of people. Did you have any thoughts on that subject before coming on today? Because I know we sort of shifted it, but
no, I just sort of lost all thoughts on the road.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you were speaking, but you could also, in some ways, be metaphorically homeless.
True.
Because if you've quit your job, some people, part of their being at home is their work. And if you leave your work, in some ways you're rootless, which is similar to being homeless.
I see. And a lot of people are like that without jobs right now. So yeah, your roots are kind of ripped up from having a stability of knowing what you're doing next and where you're going. And so being homeless actually could be an opportunity. And I was talking with someone just briefly about the fact that we don't really offer children, especially in high school, any training on being an entrepreneur, any training on starting your own business, any training on getting in touch with your passion and how that might manifest into your life as far as creating your own job.
Well, we're not very good at teaching critical thinking skills. We're not very good at, maybe it's changed since I was in high school, which I admit is quite a while. But my sense is they still don't teach, checkbook skills,
right,
saving skills. They expect it to be done at home, and many homes don't do it. So you have no clue how to take care of yourself, what things cost, what it costs to be able to provide a home, so it's like easy to charge up that credit card and go, oops.
Right. So critical thinking skills, that goes across the board. Did you have any of that when you grew up, or what might that look like for you?
I think it was more by just having to have some teachers who expected you to really think. And of course, me being me, was always been a questioner. Why? Why not?
Mm-hmm. You're one of those. Why? Why not? Wow.
So it's hard to speak, for me to speak about current high schools, because I don't know, but it just sort of this sense that in some ways, and all this standardized testing, well, my sense is teachers are teaching for the test,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not really teaching for the education.
Right, right. So in the world of energy healing and opening the heart and metaphysics, I guess you could say, how might critical thinking be translated into that? Can that be kind of translated into that genre?
Well, in the work that we do, there's a piece of accepting whatever it is that comes our way, but I also think that a small amount of skepticism is good. They're kind of like, because there are, as in any profession, there are people who are running scams,
Mm-hmm.
who want to take advantage of you. There are people who are better at what we do than other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that, having that kind of critical thinking and the step back,
Mm-hmm.
I think is useful, so you don't get sucked in to somebody who uses you or
Mm-hmm.
who thinks that they're really, really good at their predictions and the information that they're providing, but they've never really themselves questioned, is this me, is this them,
Mm-hmm.
meaning the angels and guides.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I first started, I would almost every time I communicated with them, I would at the end of the session say, were any of these answers mine?
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally, or and probably more often in the beginning, it was like, yes. And I'd say, well, what was it, and what's your answer?
Mm-hmm.
So they just, and I think that's part of the critical thinking about it. Does that make sense
Kind of
to
like
you?
discernment,
Discernment.
the reality of it all, and how does it resonate with you? How does it resonate with me?
Right.
Yeah, and so part of this also kind of moves into the place of the empath that I was reading about in Steve Wilson's book, about sometimes the feelings you get from people is not honestly, or the feelings you get does not match the reaction or the speech when someone's speaking to you, and so there's a lot of discernment and connection with guides and angels that can help us to really become true, or know what's true and what's not true, or how we should follow this path or that path, or go to this person for a reading or not. And I know that's what I do when I look at whether I want to go to this class, or whether I want to go get a reading with this
Or
person.
work a particular event.
Or do a particular event. Right.
And I think somewhat the critical skills come in if you're talking with someone, paying attention to their body language, not just to their words.
Yes.
If they're smiling, is it just in their mouth, or is it in their eyes as well? It's
right.
There's a lot of little subtle clues
Mm-hmm.
that if we become mindful,
Right.
we can pick up on.
Right. Mindful, which is mindful breathing, which is what we were doing to begin with. And you raised a good point about body language. My understanding is that 90% of what we're saying, body language tells us 90%, or I don't know, some percentage, but body language is honest, whereas sometimes what people are saying may not be speaking on the same level as the body is speaking. So paying attention to body language and learning to discern what the body of the person is saying to you, as opposed to what the words are saying.
I mean, even to the point, and I don't remember what it supposedly means, if somebody looks up when they're searching their memory and talking to you, or they look to the right or to the left, it means different things.
Mm-hmm.
And do I remember what that means? No.
Well, for me, I remember someone saying that to me, and the context that I heard it in was that if you look up, that means your guides are up here. If you look down, your guides are down there. But there may be more to it than just that.
No, this is not on the metaphysical level. This
I
is
see. Oh.
the everyday interaction level.
I see. More of a Western world factual thing, or
Yes.
researched statistical
Yes.
thing. And I guess I've come to the place where I don't really pay attention to that as much as other people anymore.
But
So-
if you're in a situation where you need to figure out if somebody's telling you the truth, or if they're...
Right. That's the big point right there, figuring out if does this resonate, are they telling the truth, are they speaking their truth, or are they saying something from their mind and not from their heart. The heart and mind.
Right.
Out of
Is
sync.
everything in balance? Does everything match?
Right, right. And so practicing is important, but also feeling how that feels for you. And
Do you feel it in your gut? Do you feel it in your, some
In
people
solar
feel
plexus.
it in the solar plexus.
Mhm.
Does it make you jittery and nervous?
right, or right. And what does that mean? Because it may mean that it's just that it means different things for different people. So learning your own discernment tools, I guess you could say, within your own body, within your own mind, within your own physiology, with your heart, is really what would help everyone to live a happier life, to be much better adjusted to all interactions in life. Learning your own body language and your own what your barometer, your body, and your energy field is telling you, what it means when you feel a certain way, where somewhere in your body.
Naming something can help you.
Naming, yeah.
If you've got a feeling and you're just and you go, oh, I'm anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Naming it, confronting it. Well, not confrontational in a bad way, but
Mm-hmm.
facing it.
Right. Okay, so I'm anxious, and from what I went to a workshop this past weekend on nonviolent communication, and anxiety is one of the feelings, and then the next thing would be, well, what is the need beneath the anxiety that is not being met? So the anxiety's there, so what am I
Or the
needing?
fear underneath the anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, I would think.
Yeah, all right. So it's a lot to it.
Yes.
Put a little gong on that. We're coming down to the wire. Got a few more minutes. So,
If I may say my website,
sure.
it's www.catherinesamuelson.com, and it's KATHRYNSAMUELSON. You can find out about Opening the Heart, Meditations on How to Be.
Mhm.
There's a book page. You can look on Amazon or Barnes & Noble online, and it describes my services as an intuitive and a life coach.
Intuitive and life coach, and her book's online. And I know you're going to be working on another book, so CatherineSamuelson.com if you want to get in touch with Catherine at any point in time from here on, and find out where you're doing your readings. She's a intuitive doing angel card readings, or
I call it angel readings, channeling them through.
I see.
I suppose my conduit for it isn't as important to most people, but I use automatic writing.
I see. Automatic writing. So thank you for being on the show today, even though you get stuck in traffic halfway through. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad
Thank you for letting me come.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll ask you to come back again when there's no traffic jam.
Or I'll leave 2 hours early instead of an hour and a half.
Well, it's all what I say. It all works out in however it's supposed to work out. I mean, I guess I needed to do my little meditation gong thing in the beginning too, because I didn't really know what I was going to do in the beginning. So that's why I bring my singing bowl, and everything comes through as it should, and it all works out as it should. So before we leave, I just wanted to let everyone know about some programs coming up. I told you about the movie that I'll be showing at the library August 22nd. This Sunday, if you wanted to get in touch and see me, I will be officiating a sermon at the Vision of Light Church of Spiritualism and Healing in Heartland, Vermont. I am a member of that church, and I'll be facilitating that this Sunday, and that's at 10 a.m. and also next Sunday, August 3rd. So if you wanted to come up, that's in Heartland, Vermont. So you take.
But where in Heartland is it?
It's right off exit the Windsor.
No, what building is it in Heartland?
I'm going to get to
Oh,
that.
sorry.
So you take the Windsor exit, you go toward Heartland on Route 5, and Mike's Mobile is right there, like a mile, and right behind Mike's Mobile is a little street, and it's called Legion Drive, and so once you get to the mobile station in Heartland, you drive on behind there. So it's not something right on the street, but yeah, if you want to come up, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be talking about this Sunday, but or next Sunday, because I usually, whatever my process is that's coming up, is that's what I offer the church. And then August 1st, it's a week from tomorrow night, Dawn Drew, my friend, who is also a psychic medium, will be at my studio in New London, New Hampshire, doing a gallery reading. And you can go on my website, JaneEKingHeartHealer.com, to sign up, or you can call me if you have any questions on that. And then the Saturday, August 2nd, I'm going to be with my friend Barbara Woolley, and we're doing something called Move and Tap, which is mindful movement, opening the chakras, and then she'll be doing tapping, which is also called thought field therapy or emotional freedom technique, which a lot of people know, but that's a wonderful process. And if you want to make a drum with me, August 9th, I'm doing elk high drum making workshop in my studio, and there you have it. So thank you for joining me today, and thank you, Catherine, for coming.
Thank you.
And so we'll gong us out. Be well, and remember, your heart knows the way. Your heart knows the way.